Hey guys, Survival here. Today I wanted to do a very short video on how I polish my boots. Polishing your boots properly is essential. It ensures the leather they're made of is protected, it gives you the greatest longevity from them, and by taking care of your boots, whilst it might otherwise seem insignificant, helps reinforce and ensure that the I need to take care of my equipment mindset sticks with you for life. And who doesn't love putting on a pair of boots or grabbing a tool they're going to use that looks in perfect condition, or as close to perfect condition as you can get? So let's get to it. So the first thing I do when I'm getting ready to polish my boots is I put a bit of cold water on a tissue and I just give them just a little wipe down just to get the outside of them just free of any dirt and debris, any little bit of mud that's remained on them. And I focus on the areas only where there's leather. If it's not leather, you shouldn't be polishing it. I'm going to do that for each boot. Now, while I'm doing this, a question I hear a lot from people who are new to polishing their boots or don't quite understand fully why you polish your boots. It's because by building up layers of polish, you're protecting the leather that they're made from. You're letting the polish itself take the damage where you get some minor damage. And by doing so, you ensure that your boots keep their water resistance or waterproofing, depending on what they're rated for, and you get the greatest life out of them. So now I just use a dry tissue just to get them mostly dry. I'm not too concerned about drying them off completely. I just want to get the majority of the excess surface water off. This way we have nice clean surfaces to polish. So when it comes to the polishing, I grab a rag that I have and I apply a large amount of polish. So now I grab one of my boots. I like to just hold it on the ground and in circular motions, with just a tiny bit of pressure, I apply the polish to the boot. Now you want it to be kind of thick. The lighter the application, the more times you're going to have to do it. However, you should note there is such a thing as too much polish. If you've done it right, it should be rather dull. At this dull stage, we want to just give it a moment, just to let it set and dry. Then we take our brush. Some people will say brush heavily, brush hard, brush often. It's not necessary. Remember, we're brushing the polish. We're not trying to remove it. Now we take a buffing cloth. We just give them a buff. This starts to shine the polish. It's looking much better already. So now we'll do the other boot. And once again, I'll buff it. As you can see, the boots are looking a lot better. So now the common question is, how do I get them even shinier? Well, we take a tissue, we wet it, squeeze out the excess water, because we only want it to be damp. And now, we just gently work that water into the polish and wet buff with a damp tissue the polish. Doesn't need to be done quickly, doesn't need to be done fast, you just need to do it. Use the other end of a tissue to wipe up the rest of it, the excess water. Most of it should have evaporated. Apply another layer of polish, brush it, buff it, use a damp tissue to wet buff it, and keep doing this process until your boots end up as shiny as you want them. Doing so will look after them and ensure the greatest longevity. It will also ensure that any damage that occurs, in most cases, will be to the polish. Understand that any deep damage, such as something that would gouge or cut into the boot, will still damage the leather underneath the polish. And I hope that you've been able to improve how you polish your boots. And as always, stay safe in the bush.